Hi, I'm Jay Noricks, and I'm the developer on parts and memory therapy. It's a cutting-edge and evidence-based approach to healing mental health issues. The premise of parts and memory therapy is that psychological or emotional problems are best treated by healing the trauma and the trauma-like experiences you've had over your lifetime, beginning with the years of growing up. In short, your childhood and later painful experiences are the source of almost all mental health problems, either directly or as major contributors. This short video is the first of many that will follow that provide you with bite-sized chunks of information to introduce you to how parts and memory therapy works. As the name of the model suggests, there are two major concepts that form the foundation for the approach. The first is that of parts of the self, and the second is memory reconsolidation. I'll say that again, parts and memory reconsolidation. What memory reconsolidation means is that we shift the meanings of our emotional memories, we neutralize them as we work through life experiences doing therapy. We'll take a closer look at this process in later videos, but first I want to introduce you to what I mean by parts of the self. Other names that I could have used for parts include ego state, subpersonality, voices, and there are a few more. But all of these labels refer pretty much to the same thing. All of them refer to the different ways we have of being ourselves. I prefer the word part because we often use it in everyday language in the same way that I use it in therapy. The drawings behind me, you might want to take a look. They illustrate how one of my patients conceived of her own parts. But coming back to the theory, a common relationship problem discussed among friends goes something like this. One part of me wants to kick him out on the street and never talk to him again, but the other part of me can't imagine life without him. In this example, there are two parts in conflict with each other. Notice that we're not talking about a single self torn between alternatives. Using simple logic, there have to be two parts here because the first part has already imagined life without him. It's the second part that cannot imagine life without being with him. But let's avoid logic for the moment and go instead to a more graphic example. Suppose you're a parent of 3 children under the age of 6. One child has a fever and has vomited up her lunch. A second child needs his diaper changed and is about to draw a portrait on the wall with the feces he's pulled up out of his diaper. The third child is crying and fearful of starting kindergarten the next day. Add to this that the house is a mess, dishes are piled high in the sink, and you don't know what to deal with first. But after a day of struggle, you finally comfort your children and you get the house halfway decent, and your spouse comes home from work from a very good day and wants to be sexual with you. Your parenting part and your homemaker part are still dominant in your personality, and you're tired, frustrated, easily irritated. There is no way you can summon your sexual part to accept your spouse's invitation. Your sexual part is hiding out of sight, far away. You can easily see my point here. Different demands upon you and different experiences that you and your spouse bring to the domestic situation determine which parts of the self are active. The bottom line here is that the self is an amalgam of parts, and different parts of the self are called upon to perform in different situations. And each part has its own life history and its own set of memories that we then neutralize as needed. So in doing parts and memory therapy, we temporarily separate problem parts from the crowd that make up the conscious self. And you see behind me some of those. We help our patients then to visualize and have conversations with them, and then we neutralize the memories that make them a problem for our patients. There'll be more on this and memory in our next visit. Have a good day.